is our beautiful new flagship in West Hollywood.
It's stepping into the future.
This is the Orb. It looks very cool, but it's basically just a fancy camera that's able to look at you and tell whether you're a real human or not.
You heard that right. In a world of deepfakes and online bots snagging the best deals, this shiny chromed white ball or camera could help prove that you're a human. That's the concept behind World, an open infrastructure co-founded by Sam Altman of OpenAI and architect of ChatGPT.
Stargate, put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure.
The data centers are actually under construction. The first of them are under construction in Texas, the Abilene location, which is our first location.
Abilene is a town on the western central plains of Texas. We kind of scratch and fight for everything good that comes our way.
I had people reaching out and they said, well, is the president going to come see you? And I said, well, he hasn't texted me yet, so.
I'm thrilled we get to do this in the United States of America. I think this will be the most important project of this era.
Welcome to Abilene, Texas. This is the site of Project Stargate, a very mysterious, much talked about, much speculated about project that brings together OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle. If it all comes together, building after building on this red dirt behind me will be filled with chips that'll power the AI revolution.
AI that can help improve AI is actually almost everywhere if you know where to look, not least coding tools like the new Codex from OpenAI, which didn't just help me find a bug that Claude within Cursor missed, but is helping AI researchers too. The coding agents might be doing the easier bits, but it's freeing up AI researchers' time to, well, work on AI improvement. But rarely is the process of AI self-improvement so direct as it is in the Alpha Evolve agent from Google DeepMind.
At the beginning of the AI boom, we heard it said from a lot of experts that your kids need to study computer science and programming. But I'll tell you, people like Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, are saying the complete opposite now. Listen to this clip where he breaks it down.
Over the course of the last 10 years, 15 years, almost everybody who sits on a stage like this would tell you it is vital that your children learn computer science. And in fact, it's almost exactly the opposite. It is our job to create computing technology such that nobody has to program, and that the programming language is human. Everybody in the world is now a programmer. This is the miracle of artificial intelligence.
So essentially, instead of having to code, we are going to be able to interface with the programs of the future with a single conversational prompt. We won't need engineers anymore.
Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
On Monday of this week, Donald Trump signed a new executive order demanding that the United States Attorney General Pam Bondi and U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth work together to find out how we can legally use United States troops on United States soil to arrest United States citizens. This is the big one. This is the moment where we officially become a police state living under a fascist dictator.
Every childhood vaccine is going to be mRNA. They're integrating it into every single one. So they're changing the childhood vaccines to something new. They won't go through reapproval. They won't go through anything. They'll just change them. And all of the childhood vaccines are going to be gene therapies.
If HHS Kennedy called for a comprehensive assay of mRNA vaccines down to the atoms and compounds, what would he find? And here is the answer from GPT. Summary. A comprehensive assay of mRNA vaccines would find precisely engineered modified RNA strands, well-characterized lipid nanoparticles, safe stabilizers and salts, extremely low, often undetectable levels of impurities, and no exotic or hidden ingredients. So that implies also the high variance claimed in Danish and Swedish and other studies, variance of the contents of these vaccines doesn't really factor into this. It is perhaps a reporting error. Interpretations of what these findings mean could vary. While the scientific consensus supports their safety and efficacy, the scientific consensus supports their safety and efficacy. Someone like RFK Jr., who is known for vaccine skepticism, might spotlight outliers or uncertainties to argue for further restrictions or changes to policy. Okay, well, what they are is what they are. The lab evidence can be stated and repeated again and again and again, as long as any court of law wants that. And the safety and efficacy can be determined from before and after studies, and especially blind experiments. And given that they are so safe and effective, there should be no problem finding volunteers to sign up and participate in the doubly blind controlled experiments.
People don't want mRNA technology, and we certainly don't want that risky, cancer-causing, in my view, technology in our vaccines.
Make America warp speed again. So some people were concerned about Mr. Warp Speed coming back into office. And I've tried to discuss this with people, and they just kind of look at me funny. Apparently, you're not supposed to question the Lord and Savior Donald J. Trump or his 6-foot-tall companion. However, on his first day in office, he announced a Stargate.
Announcing the formation of Stargate.
I don't know if you noticed, but he even talked about using an executive order because of an emergency declaration.
Design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer.
I'm going to help a lot through emergency declarations because we have an emergency. We have to get this stuff built.
Fox Weather breaking news here. Police confirming 2 people have died from that lightning strike that happened yesterday by the White House. The strike was caught on camera as it landed in Lafayette Park, and police say they found 2 men and 2 women unconscious on scene. Now, the U.S. Secret Service and Park Police gave life-saving aid to the victims until paramedics arrived.